Good morning, everybody. So, this morning I had to record myself. I have so much on my heart and mind this morning that I had to make my own self video to make sure that I get it out of my system and address it for myself and for other people, because I watched last night and I couldn't wait for my daughter to get out of the car so that I could say this on my video and I could get it all out. But so I watched the 3 hours of Cam Newton and Charleston White, and I never really say anything in a video about stuff that I watch, but that his video was so powerful in 2 different ways to where I have to say it works. First of all, do I agree with it? Not necessarily. His spirit, I was saying to myself, his spirit doesn't resonate with mine, right? Which that's okay, because everybody got their own job to do and they do it their own way. But him as a person, his spirit doesn't resonate with mine. However, in the spirit of Yahweh, meaning ye way, your way, right? That's his way. Now, in ye way, my way, I am a nurturer. He is hype, because that's what his organization is called. His is hype. I am nurture future youth. He is hype, right? So he's hyping everything up on his campaign for his cause, whereas I am more nurturing and compassionate in my cause, and I want to get to the root and the cycle and the cause of what it is that a person is going through, or youth, or whatever, even as adults who used to be youth, because I used to be youth, of course, and now I'm adult. But it all still comes back to one thing: forgiveness and acceptance, right? So I just want to say, as a rapper at heart, right, I love my rap community. I love our culture and everything. And a lot of people are mad at the culture right now. I have been, and everything as well. However, the approach, everybody's approach is different. But I'm not into hurting other people along the way of getting to what it is that I want for myself. So that's what I don't agree with, is hurting other people in the essence of getting what I want. And to me, that's what he's projecting hurt, because he's been hurt. He's projecting hurt onto everybody with and so I'm not into doing that, right? But he could do whatever he want. He could say whatever he want. Like he said, he will go to jail, go to hell, and kill for saying what he want. That's very strong, and not everybody will do that, right? So with that being said, or whatever, I believe in freedom of speech too, but I also do know what freedom of speech, now I know in hindsight, that what you say out your mouth attracts what comes back to you. So my point is that I'm forgiven, and I forgive myself. And I feel like you, sir, should forgive yourself and that you are forgiven. Because we have been ignorant, right? We've been ignorant. We still are ignorant in a lot of ways about a lot of things still, right? But if I was wondering to myself, why does his spirit not resonate with mine, and that interview affect me so bad, so much? I agree with Cam and everything that he had to rebut about Charleston White. But then from Charleston White's side, I'm like, well, why is it that I'm not resonating with him? Because we are all basically one and the same, right? So then I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, it's because I'm a rapper at heart and he's taking shots at rappers. And so with you being able to say what you want to say, sir, that you carry a gun, that you go to strip clubs, that you sin, that you this, you that, but you also give back. Same with me, and same with other rappers. They say what they want. They say they do this, they do that, and they still give back to the community as well. So you are essentially doing the same thing as them, but you just aren't a rapper. However, they're doing it in a different entertainment sense. You're doing it in a different entertainment sense. So am I. So I thought about what he said happened to him. And then I take it back to that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So because we're so conditioned, even myself, we're so conditioned to put the blame and the shame and the guilt on ourselves, which is true, because whatever happened, we had a part in it. However, we also have to learn how to truly look at a situation and forgive ourselves from a standpoint of compassion for ourselves and say, oh man, you know what? As teenagers, as 4 ignorant teenagers coming from broken homes and broken families, or not, whatever the case is, y'all were in a situation where I couldn't imagine my 4 boys in my home, whether it's my nephews, my sons. I couldn't imagine my young boys out here who got everything, but just running around being stupid, go take some stuff from a store and running out of the store. This is how I envision it happening. Running out of the store with these stolen items or whatever. Someone outside in the parking lot decides, oh man, let's say they don't even see a gun. They don't even see that you have a gun, whether they see you have a gun or not. There's just a human outside in the parking lot who says, oh damn, there goes some little teens. They got to be doing something bad because they're running out of the store, but they got all these clothes. They got to be doing something. They got to be up to something. So I take it upon myself as this white man, and with a monkey wrench, I take it upon myself to come out of nowhere and do this citizen's arrest and start banging on the windshield of a car with a monkey wrench. With some teenagers now. And we know boys are always immature, 8 years younger in the mind basically than women. So when they're 14, they technically only like 6 or 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're always behind. Boys are always behind. So they're really freaking almost damn near out of toddler stage at this point. Some of them haven't even hit puberty yet. And you got them in this car, and this white man is banging on their windshield with a monkey wrench, and they know they just done something they wasn't supposed to be doing. They are probably afraid out of their mind. Now, they still have human fear. Just because they are doing something wrong doesn't mean that they aren't afraid out of their fucking mind. They are. And I couldn't imagine my sons who know that they just did something wrong. I'm not denying that. But they are now afraid for their life. It went from being fun and games of taking something out of the store and getting a theft charge to now, or armed robbery charge, whatever they decided to put the charge as. they're going from that charge to now they are in fear of their life, because there is this white man with a monkey wrench cracking their windshield, taking their keys, which is their possession or their parents' possession, took their keys, banging on this windshield, and feeling like all of them are about to be killed. They are crazy scared. And now one of them happens to have a gun, right? Because this is the story that I heard. I don't know the case at all, but just listen to his story. I'm looking at these young black, like I said, damn near just out of infancy, just out of toddler stage, basically teenagers, or not even teenagers yet, again, because of development, we got to go back to that, with a gun. And then he says, and Charleston said, he says, shoot him, like he's about to kill us, shoot him, right? Because they're scared, like we just stole some stuff, but he's about to kill us, so shoot him. And that's what they do. They just shoot. Now, they ain't had no target practice, no gun practice. They ain't been trained as police officers, none of that. They just know that they want to get this man away from them, right? And when they shoot him, they're not shooting to kill. They just are shooting, right? And they happen to, he happens to pass away, which is unfortunate. And, what I'm saying? I'm like, I understand the family was probably destroyed, and condolences to them and everything. But 2 groups of people died that day. Those kids died that day. So did that man. But the man, is long gone. He's not going to be here for the suffering and the pain. His family is, but he's not. Those kids, however, suffering still for the rest of their life. They went to jail. Some of them are still in jail. He himself is out here suffering, running around, crying out still. And he's doing it to the black community, against the black community, at the same time as for the black community, as he called it, his kind. Not the black community. He said, fuck the black community, but his kind. And I understand what he means by that, because it's not black as a color. We're not black. We're all humans. We're all people. We're all shades of brown. So that right there, I had to humble myself and look at it from, why was it affecting my spirit? And I said, oh, it goes back to my own trauma. It goes back to his spirit doesn't resonate with mine because of feeling persecuted by his pain, right? Which him speaking out does do its job in a sense, because I'm thinking about it and talking about it, and I'm doing my own soul searching about it. So in a sense, just him speaking is freedom, and it does work. But at the same time, his approach is one that is persecuting a group, targeting a group, to me, of people, that is unfair. And it's all because of his trauma and how he was treated and how he was mistreated as a child. And although he was, in his mind, given leniency, and of course I know he's grateful. I'm grateful too for my leniency and for my forgiveness. However, when you weren't supposed to be persecuted in such a way that you were in the first place, because of the way things were back then, that is the problem. The problem is that you weren't supposed to be persecuted like that, in that manner back then, and neither should those men still be in jail right now. So that is the problem, right? That is the issue. And the solution to that would be reform, and it would be rehabilitation in therapy, not a correctional facility, because there's no correction in a cold, inhumane condition as a jail cell or prison. These are not animals. People aren't animals and shouldn't be treated as such. So confining these people in these cells like that, no therapy, no positive conditioning, no, unless they're doing it for themselves in there, which 9 times out, I mean, they may be, but to me, it's no way to have proper healing. They will never receive proper healing in that type of institution. No one will. So to me, the solution would be exactly that. This man is technically looking for reparation and funds for the way in which the system did not know how to deal with individuals who have been put in these situations, or who have put themselves in these situations, because no humans are perfect, right? And back then they definitely had their own set of issues with racism and things like that. So I'm blessed, in my situation, even though I still have my hang-ups about my own stuff and the way in which things happen, and my disbeliefs on some things, but in acceptance of what it is that Yahweh, my way, put in my own way. Bars. I have to accept it, as that's what I had to go through. I had to develop through. I had to nurture my own self from youthhood to adulthood, right? And that's the purpose. So my thing is, we do have to figure out how to look in the mirror and go about things in a way that still give people their freedom as you take your own. Because when you jump out there without compassion for others, and you persecute others, and you point fingers at others, 3 are pointing back at you, right? So I was told I'm judging him, and in a sense I'm like, yeah, I'm judging him because I'm judging me, right? So in judging myself, I'm judging him, and I'm saying, oh man, what is it that we need to do? How can we do it? What is the solution? And of course, we are ourselves always the solution. We're the solution to every problem. We're the solution to every action, right? So but we don't want to lose our freedoms while somebody else gained theirs. So I think that's what really, between the two of them, Cam and and Charleston, I think that's what really got to me, is that is just that while you are gaining your freedom, don't take someone else's. Even if they even if you feel like they shouldn't have their whatever it is they have, if you feel like they shouldn't have their money, their material things, they shouldn't have their freedom, whatever it is you feel like they shouldn't have, don't go after them, because you're not their judge, you're not their anything. Don't go after other people while you gain your freedom, because while you are persecuting them, you're going to be persecuted. So be careful with that, is all my point. Have more compassion for people, because that's what you are seeking. You're really seeking compassion, you're seeking forgiveness, you're seeking acceptance. I know I am. So I'm not going to go and go and want to persecute someone else or take whatever it is they got, no matter how they got it. I'm not going to do that, because that's for them to work through, and that's for the universe and a higher power than I to do that. So, while I'm venting because of my pain and my hurt, I'm going to vent about me. I'm going to vent about what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, and what it is that I need help with, and what I am doing positively. But again, this is the approach for me. Everybody else is different, so it's one of those things that's kind of like a catch-22, or a I don't know. I just feel like it's always pick on the black folks. You know what I mean? Like, it's always pick on the black folks. You'll get a bag if you pick on the black folks. It's like, damn. Like, haven't we been picked on enough? Not only by ourselves, but society. Why is always you get a bag by picking on the black folks? Like, damn. But anyway, so that's my 2 cents before Christmas time. And yeah, that's some heavy shit right there. But everybody be blessed, and do take advantage of freedom of speech, but be ready for what comes back. I know I wasn't ready when I first started to speak out, and you have to be ready for what comes back when you start to speak out. Because things happen where you do start to, now you walk into barbershops and you being pistol whipped and being jumped on stages and all of that. You draw that attention to you. You draw that type of energy to you if you don't come with compassion in your cry for help, in your ask, and it shall be given. When you don't come in a humble manner, that vibration and that frequency and that energy will come back at you in a way that you don't necessarily, and maybe you do want that type of pain come back at you. Maybe you are on a I want the smoke, I want to be beat up, I want to be hit with a pistol, I want to be a suicide mission. Maybe that's what you feel like you deserve. I don't think nobody deserved that at all, and I know I definitely don't want that for speaking out. So if that's what comes with speaking out, you know, it's like, that's why people be afraid to do it. People be afraid to do it because they be afraid of taking those lashes and whippings and things, in which that's something that, you know, you have to be fearless about. But at the same time, to me, you can do the same thing without that, pulling that type of frequency and attraction and vibration to you. You can still say what it is that you want to say, without all the without all the tension, so to speak. Because I understand that, you know, even like my kids, you know, sometimes because all they listen to is cursing, you gotta cuss them out in order to make them do what you want them to do and things like that. But even with that, as an adult who have grown up to understand that, oh man, nah, I have to change their frequency. It's up to me to change their frequency. It's up to me to talk to them and get them to understand that, hey, you're going to receive what it is that you listening to. And if you feel like that's what you have to have in order for something to get through your mind, I have to cuss at you, I have to hit you, I have to do all these things just to get you to listen and to understand what it is that I'm trying to tell you, to do what I want you to do, then you're going down the wrong path. If I have to scream at you, I have to cuss at you, I have to hit you to get you to do what it is that I'm asking you to do. It's either two things. I'm going to walk away and you do what you want to do and you're going to have to suffer the consequences, or I'm going to do exactly that. Cuss at you, hit you to make you do what I want you to do. I don't want somebody else doing that to my kids. So I have to figure out a way to get a message across to them without cussing at them, hitting at them, and fucking them up and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I know somebody else will. Because that's all they listen to. That's only way they understand. It's like somebody saying, you know, talking to a chicken head or something. That's the only way they understand is all hood rat speech. All they understand is hood rat speech. All they understand is chicken head talk. You know what I'm saying? You don't want somebody to have to be that way towards you, because you're not that. The devil's a lie. The devil in your mind is a liar. As I speak to myself right now. So, I'm worthy. You be worthy. I'm deserving. You be deserving. You know. And that'll make things that much better. We got to work together. You know what I mean? And I know it's different, you know, different strokes for different folks, and everything don't work for everybody in the same way. I get it. But we have to find a way to not hurt one another even more. Right? And to me, that is by sitting down and finding out what the real problem is. What they really want. What are they really saying? Is this only entertainment to get a check, or are you really hurt? Is this fake, or is it real? And you know, regardless, it's still an example. But it matters. Because we matter. All of our lives matter. But when we have low self-esteem, or we have, we don't value ourselves in such a high standard, then we accept and fall subject to lashing out at the wrong people. because of what you experienced. And you feel like because you got sympathy or because you got leniency from some people that really wasn't leniency, you feel like now I can treat po nigga babies bad. I can direct my frustrations and things toward them while at the same time help them. Nah, you can't do both. That is just like abusing a woman and telling her you love her. Like, no, you can't do both. So even that term, po nigga babies, what? I would never want to call no black folks, no brown folks, nobody, no white folks, no po nigga babies. Like, what? Just the term alone is so derogatory, so beneath the ground, in my opinion. But I mean, hey, negative attention is still attention, right? It just don't feel good. So, and that's, to me, we are all looking to feel good. Everybody wants to feel good. I know I do. And just watching that 3 hours of not feeling good is what got me wanting to lift back up the vibration of myself, because that's how low vibration that episode or whatever that session was. It blew me away. But within that, of course, is some good as well. So, but that's, anyway. So this has been 30 minutes, my own Ladybug Promo podcast, Nurture Future Youth spill. And y'all be blessed on this happy Tuesday.